Alright, Ron Paul video. This might take a while. Anyway, I guess this is his, ooh, I won the, I don't know, straw man poll in Iowa or whatever. So we'll play this for the fun of it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's great to be here.
Yeah.
Looks like a very exciting day.
You're all my kind of people.
The way things are going.
Yes. The silly people are going to rule the world.
The one thing about our campaign, it's been identified with one particular word, and I'm very proud of it. We are identified with the cause of liberty.
Alright. And now he's going to tell us what we must believe. In liberty. Yes, this is going to be quite funny.
I'm convinced that liberty and an understanding of that and the Constitution can bring us peace and prosperity.
Yes, those of us that own, yes, the owners.
But today I'm going to emphasize something slightly different from just the cause of liberty.
Ah, here we go.
Because there is something that precedes liberty,
which
and that is life.
Yes. What precedes liberty is our obligation to give reverence and token to your fucking God. Yeah, that precedes liberty. Believing what you believe. The freedom to believe what you believe and nothing else will be respected. Yay.
I believe in a very limited role for government, but the prime reason that government exists in a free society...
Oh, see, that's just so interesting. I believe in a limited role for government, except it should tell you that you must believe in God and you must have reverence for what God says you must have reverence for. Oh, fuck this shit.
Society is to protect liberty, but also to protect life, and I mean...
Yeah, you have no business using the word life. You don't give a fuck about the living. You don't give a fuck about the sentient. You don't give a fuck about the feeling. All you care about is placating a god, a notion of human superiority, of human dominion, of your fucking grandeur as the wonderful, charming slave state. I don't even know what this crap is in the background. What is that symbolizing anyway? What the fuck is that shit?
All life.
Yes, all human life. I mean, this is just such a pile of shit. Look at this creep.
I want to tell a very short story because
time is
short.
Yeah, get to it.
I came to
so understand, this is his priority, right? All right, he just won some dopey straw poll, and this is his priority issue, right? The economy is going down the crapper. We got 7 billion fucktards on this idiotic rock. We got peak oil, and this is what he's fucking goddamn worried about. Fucking goddamn fetuses.
Very strong right to life. When I was in medical school in the 1950s, it was a non-issue. It was assumed everybody was pro-life and abortions weren't to be done. In the 1960s, as I was a medical nurse...
Yeah, the Inquisition finally came to an end. Oh, what a pity. Those horrible 60s where people actually got rational and we landed on the moon.
Studying OBGYN, the doctors in the medical centers were defying the law and doing abortions. This shook me up. One day I walked into an operating room and they did a hysterotomy, which is a cesarean section, lifted out a baby that was crying and breathing and put it in a bucket in the corner of the room and let it die and pretended nobody heard it.
Well, I guess you heard it, didn't you, fuckwit? And what did you do about it with your high moral standing and your godly authority? Did you report it? Did you write a letter to the editor? Did you do a motherfucking thing? You just witnessed a horrid and disgusting murder. Did you do anything about it, little fucktard? Oh, no, you didn't.
That was rather disturbing.
Oh,
but as
gee.
I walked out of that room, because I was a student and an observer, I walked out of the room and walked down the corridor. and a baby.
Okay, so that's all you have to be. Is just you just have to be a student and an observer. Then you don't have to report rapes or crimes or anything else. You can just never mind. I didn't see anything. Oh, that's just fucking hilarious.
Same size was born prematurely, and all of a sudden 20 people, nurses and doctors, all rushing around.
Yeah, well, see, that's it. That's the thing. It's about choice, right? And some people want the little ball of goo, and some people don't want the little ball of goo. And so when the people want it, they'll pay people to save their ball of goo. And when they don't want it, they'll put it in a bucket. But it's a ball of goo, doctor. Does that really have to be explained to you? It's less sentient. It's less conscious than the shit you fry for breakfast. You do understand that, doctor, don't you? That it's less sentient, less capable of conscious thought, contemplation, feeling, and emotion than the shit in your fucking frying pan. You do get that, don't you, doctor?
Save the baby's life, which seemed very logical. But my conclusion that very day is you cannot have relative value for life and deal with that. We can't.
No, yeah, you can't have relative value for life. That's right. You just have to absolutely say fuck you to anything that's sentient if it doesn't have a pedigree. If it doesn't have your charming blue motherfucking retard blood. If it doesn't have Ron Paul's scurvy little cells and chromosomes, then it's not worthy of consideration or care. Fuck you, it's breakfast then. Fuck you.
Not play God and make those decisions. All life is precious.
No, all human. Will you qualify your crap? If you're going to sit there and have this crappy definition, could you at least afford the goddamn life you had for breakfast a little bit of fucking dignity and at least say, oh, wait a minute, I don't mean all life. I mean all God-given life. All human life. You fucking cunt. And your little retard followers.
If we are to defend liberty and allow people to spend the money as they want, go to the church that they want, and run their lives as they please.
Yeah, you mean get a tax deduction for a big pile of lies. Okay, that's all. A bunch of propagandists. We should subsidize the religious propagandists. Right, and that's what you call liberty and fairness and justice.
Have to understand where that liberty and that life comes from. It does not come from the government. It comes from our Creator.
Our Creator. Yeah, right. I don't have a Creator, asshole. All right, that's part of my liberty, is not to have a fucking Creator. So shove your Creator in your own fucking living room. Keep your Creator in your own fucking living room. Don't tell me I have to accept your fucking Creator or any of the babble in his fucking book of bullshit, you fucking cunt. Don't tell me you're a libertarian. You're a fucking goddamn draconian dogmatist of the Inquisition. Oh, rah-rah. Me and Hualili over here, we really love the fetuses.
There are ways you can defend liberty, in many ways, in a personal way, in an intellectual way, in a religious manner, but also as determined as
liberty in a religious manner. Can you get any more fucktarded? I mean, really, can you get... This is what you understand liberty to be? That religion has something to do with fucking liberty? I mean, I have to pause because it's just so incomprehensible. What exactly in any of these books of babble has anything to do with fucking individual liberty? Will you please explain to me one fucking goddamn phrase in any of these books of shit that has anything to do with fucking liberty? All I see in these books of shit is an excuse to fucking murder other people for having the liberty of thinking differently. I mean, fuck you, you murdering lunatic, crazy little fucking troll.
I am to promote the cause of pro-life and making sure that governments don't slip off to defeating life and taking life. One of the most atrocious
giving us fucking constitutional fucking rights not to believe your shit. Okay, to be obligated by logic and facts, not to be obligated by your goddamn faith in a book of shit.
Could have, and that is where government will come along and with force, the armed force of the IRS, and take money from people who strongly believe in pro-life and commit abortions with that.
Oh yeah, right. Give people the liberty, okay, to spend their entitlement, what they pay into a system for insurance, for example, and spend that insurance money their way, not your way, not to buy your stupid faggoty shirt and your fucking goddamn droopity drawers, no, but to buy clothes that fit them, to have an identity of their own, and not to be a religious fucktard, a fucking idiot who goes to medical school and doesn't know what a fucking brain is.
That should be reversed. But being pro-life can be extended and pro-liberty even into all ages. Yes, it is good to be pro-life, and we must be pro-life for you.
Yeah, all ages, but not all races, right? Yeah, we know where you're coming from.
Cannot be pro-liberty the way I understand it. But I also think it's being strongly pro-life if we work very hard to have a policy when those young people, those babies that are born, when they come of age, that their lives are just as precious and they are never required to fight in undeclared, unwinnable wars.
Right. The ones that the Congress votes for and the President of the United States has the authority to conduct. And you want to somehow, what, change that system? Well, fine. What's the point? Declared war. So you want a technicality. You want just this technical acknowledgement that we're at war. Is that what you're saying? So it doesn't matter that people voted for these assholes that vote for the war. You want some technical declaration. And that's what you think's really fucking important. Is that we have this technical declaration. And somehow that'll change the truth of the matter. That'll change whether Colin Powell lies to the UN or not. Yeah, I don't think so, asshole. You want to stop the war? Well, then pass a law against lying. Look, you can see it's retarded. You can see they're retarded. They're fucking retards.
I find it very difficult to protect liberty if you don't truly understand what the Patriot Act is all about. I understand I was in Washington with the great concern on the day after or the day of 9/11. But the Patriot Act is an attack on our liberties and the Fourth Amendment. It does not solve the...
Oh, yeah, big worries there, isn't it? And it's just more bullshit, right? The amendments against not providing evidence of your own criminality. Yeah. So you have a right... So this is the interesting thing. He thinks that we don't have a right to privacy when it comes to, I don't know, whether or not we think a ball of a zygote is a human being. But we should have in terms of conspiring to kill other people. Interesting.
The problems that we face, we cannot protect liberty by taking liberty away from the American people.
Don't you really mean accountability, right? So the American people have all these little secrets, right? So they need to protect their privacy from what? From what kind of scrutiny are they afraid of? Yeah, right. Yeah, because they've bought bazookas, right? Rah, 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 rah.
If you want to think about the issue that comes about if you get careless with the protection of liberty, the Patriot Act, along with the TSA, just think of what is happening at our airports. If we tolerate that type of interference with our liberties, I believe that we have to be pessimistic about the outcome of what we're doing. But you cannot repeal...
Well, that was really rational. Well, why don't you just suggest that we have some real, okay, something that actually has some kind of substance, some sort of identification, that you can have yourself identified as a real human being, okay, that you don't mind registering as an American citizen, okay, and having a real identification and being accountable for it. And there you can get expedited through everything because you're willing to be scrutinized. You're willing to have a history. You're willing to be accountable for your life and your existence. And just give people that option. And then all you little fucktards that want to keep everything private and have secrets and be anonymous on the internet and play all your little weaselly games, well then yeah, you're going to have the burden of being scrutinized every fucking time. And somebody having to x-ray you and do all this other crap because you have no history, because you have no willingness to be accountable for what you say and what you fucking goddamn do. Yeah, fuck you.
The Fourth Amendment, in order to say, yes, we can give up a little bit of our freedoms to be safe. You never have to give up liberties to be safe.
What liberty are you willing to give up? What, the liberty to take a gun on an airplane, right? Oh, that's a terrible... I'm not giving up that liberty. Yeah, fuck you.
You know, foreign policy has been a big issue in our campaign because the country is tired of the war. And we're all so broke. The wars have been going on for 10 years. They're undeclared. They're fought under international banners, NATO and...
I actually think it's 20 years, sadly. It's 20 fucking years.
United Nations, and we don't see an end to it. But it's also costing us a lot of money. We're into wars that are costing us trillions of dollars. Those trillions of dollars should have been left in the economy to build jobs and produce prosperity here at home.
No, you mean they should have been just handed right to the rich directly instead of forcing the rich to buy stock in the military-industrial complex. We should have just given the money directly to the rich. Yeah, then they wouldn't have to waste it doing the little canard of having a business. They could have just taken the money directly. That's the way you would have liked it.
One other symbolism of a failed foreign policy is what we did in Iraq. We went into Iraq. We were supposed to go into Iraq to get the Al-Qaeda. There was no Al-Qaeda. We went in there to get weapons of mass destruction. There were no weapons of mass destruction.
Well, you know, you really should have, you ought to be more honest than that. We really didn't go in Iraq to get Al-Qaeda, okay? I mean, come on. We went into Afghanistan to do that. It was the weapons of mass destruction was Iraq.
Today, 1/2 of the Christians have been run out of Iraq. We have not done a good job. And the Iraqi government and the Iraqi people...
this is the shit he worries about, right? So that's his standard for the apocalypse, right? We wasted a ton of money, blown people up, destroyed their civilization, knocked them back into the Stone Age, and what's he worried about? How many Christians are in Iraq? Oh, puke.
Are closer to the Iranians than they have ever been. But symbolically, I want to tell you what was done in Iraq. We built an embassy there. The embassy is big as the Vatican, and just recently the DOD budget authorized the employment of 17,000 people to work in this embassy. That is...
What? You know, again, play some more games. There's a thing called the Green Zone in Iraq, right? The only place that our little soldiers are safe and all of that crap. So again, just play your silly game. It's not an embassy yet. It's not an embassy until we get the fuck out of the country, butthead.
Not the way to achieve prosperity in this country.
Yeah, right. Those 1,700 people should be working for minimum wage. We're paying them way too much, right, Ron?
There's a lot that we must do to promote growth in this country. But you have to know why we have problems in this country. Why do we have boom periods and bust periods? It is related to something very...
Look, retard, we've had a boom period, like for housing, for 70 years. So I guess we haven't had a bust since the big bust. And that's what we're heading for again. So, no, fail again.
Very, very important if you want to understand economics and you want prosperity. You have to understand the monetary policy. You have to understand the mischief of the Federal Reserve System, and we have to change it.
Yeah, well, that's nice and direct and explicit. The Federal Reserve System, which basically just means, no, we just don't... You're the guy who said, let's abolish the only progressive tax in America. Get rid of the income tax. So yeah, let's screw people with cigarette taxes, let's screw people with payroll taxes, and let's give the richest people in the world a free ride. No inheritance tax, no income tax. That's your policy, retard.
In order to attract investments and attract capital into a country, you cannot have a weak currency. We inflate endlessly.
Wait. We need to attract currency into our country? We somehow need to sell America to the rest of the world? I don't think so. I think we have enough of our own little rich people. We have the stock market here, idiot. It's America. Get it?
Which means we print too much money to pay for the debt. That weakens the currency and it chases...
Well, look, we didn't print money until the last 3 or 4 years, all right? What we did was we borrowed money through issuing bonds. It's because we gave the richest people in the world huge tax breaks, and so we didn't collect enough revenues to pay the bills. Now, whose fault is that? Oh, that's right, Ronald the fuck Reagan, the friend of yours.
Capital overseas. It goes to the stronger countries. Now, guess what? We're the biggest the greatest debtor in the history of the world. And guess what? We owe $1.4 trillion to China. Then we wonder why we have a problem. You have to...
1.4 trillion out of 15 trillion. So why don't you list all the other people we owe the trillions to? And stop when you get to names like Blumenberg.
Have a strong currency. There's nothing wrong with us reinstituting the Constitution because it's still on the books that only gold and silver can be legal tender.
Right, and so if you want interest rates around 15% for your loans, that's, yes, you won't buy anything. You won't have this growth economy, okay, if nobody can borrow money. And nobody will borrow money if gold is the only legal tender.
Also, you have to have the proper environment for companies to bring their money back home. You can't have a company make money or park money overseas and then double tax them when they come back home and charge them 35% again. That's chasing.
Yeah, right. So he wants to give corporations more tax breaks. Yeah. Well, why didn't we tax them when they left the country? Yeah, why didn't we just say you can't take your money with you when they left the country?
Capital way. That has to be changed. And it would be a good idea for us to give serious consideration to get rid of all this income tax and corporate taxation.
Well, there you go. So get rid of the taxes on the rich and only tax the poor and the workers. So yeah, let's have more sales taxes, more property taxes, more payroll taxes, but less nasty taxes on the people with a big pile of money. Yeah, that makes sense. The ones sitting on their fat, retarded asses.
And of course, with a strong currency and with a change of the tax system, you also have to deal with the regulatory system. We have to shrink the size of the Federal Register, not constantly expanding the size of the Federal Register. We need a lot less.
The Federal Register? Yeah, let's not regulate those nuclear power plants. That's just a bad idea. You know, that's really bad because it's excessive regulations and you end up with, like, you know, having extra batteries and that'll stop the fucking plant from melting down. Oh, wait, maybe the regulation's a good idea. Yeah, maybe.
Regulations, not more regulations.
It is just such a bogus argument. You know, this whole idea that somehow regulation is somehow some kind of competitive disadvantage for businesses functioning in this country. It's just so stupid because all the companies have to abide by the same regulations. So, I mean, there is no competitive disadvantage or advantage. And so it's just bullshit.
It is said that those of us who promote the free market system, that we don't care about regulating those ruthless big corporations. But just think of how the marketplace and sound economic policy in the Constitution would regulate those companies and banks that are ripping us off. That's the...
Well, I just don't get it. So exactly how would they stop William Randolph Hearst again? No regulation would stop him. How? How did the super wealthy not run the system without regulation?
Regulation that we have to have. And we don't need to be bailing out the big banks and the big corporations, dumping the debt on the American people, causing the unemployment, and causing the little guy to lose his house.
No, what cause the little guy to lose his house is your theory that there shouldn't be a minimum wage that's reasonable, and your theory that if we give all the money to the richest people in the world, that somehow it's all going to trickle down on us as something other than piss.
The problems are very large. They're very difficult. The solution is not complicated if you understand how we got into this mess. Basically, we got into this mess because we have lost respect for our law of the land, the Constitution.
No, we lost respect for work. Okay, and we started rewarding people for inheriting huge amounts of money and being basically owners. All right, and their willingness to find the most desperate people on earth and give them half or 1/4 or 1/10 of what they're entitled to for the work they do. We kept rewarding malicious, evil assholes who think they're better than other people.
We have lost our enthusiasm for freedom, that we ourselves can take better care of ourselves and to take better care of our money and our lives and our children's education. The whole world.
Yeah, right. We can all build our own nuclear power plant, our own little Hoover dams, and we can do it all on our own, and we don't need no stinking roads, and we don't need no public anything. Fuck you, retard.
The federal government down on our backs and in our wallets. It's time we restored freedom to America.
Yes, America for the corporation, by the corporation, for the rich man, by the rich man. Yes, we got to restore monarchy, the proper monarchy, noblemen and such. Yes, that's the world we need. And yes, applaud that, all you retards. Yes, be officially a serf.
And we have that opportunity. People are starting to recognize, people are accepting the argument that the economy is now in shambles, that there was a housing bubble and there's been a collapse of the housing bubble. The American
Yeah,
people...
and why was there a housing bubble? That's right, because the rich have so much money and they got to find some way to make money on their money. So they got to give it away to poor people to spend it so they can make more money. Because the only way the poor people can buy anything is if the rich people lend them money. And that's the key word, lend them money. Okay, because the rich will collect interest on those expenditures. And so now the rich basically, there's a lot of people think they own a house. They don't own a house. Okay? The rich own the house. The rich own the mortgages.
Well, now by a large majority are saying we've been overseas too long. We don't need an American empire. We need to defend our borders and forget about the borders in Afghanistan and Pakistan.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's no doubt about it. There's no excuse for being in those wars except that, oh yeah, that's right, the corporations want us there because they want to keep pumping that oil. They want those contracts. They don't want those countries pumping their own oil. They want Exxon pumping that oil and BP pumping that oil, and that's why we're fucking there.
It's time to bring the troops home.
Yeah, I remember last time we voted for that. Yeah, it just didn't happen. But whatever.
There is no argument that is viable to say that we have to keep troops in South Korea. They've been there since I was in high school. They've been in Japan since World War II. They've been in Germany since World War II. We're flat out broke. And we bring them home and let all the military people who come home help protect our borders and let them spend the money here at home. We need a boost in the economy.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Look, the Japan thing is a small price to pay for the fact that it keeps these countries from having their own military. You really think it would be productive to have the Japanese Navy flopping all over the oceans and ramming into those Chinese boats and shit and causing all these little international incidences and shit? Come on. It's a small price to pay. You want the Third Reich, to go building tanks again?
If we got into this trouble by a lack of loyalty to our rule of law and our Constitution, it is not all that difficult. All we have to do is restore the belief in freedom, restore the belief in what made America great, restore our conviction.
Yeah, which was what? What made America great? Oh, that's right, slavery, hundreds of years of that. And then we exploited immigrant labor, and really just raped them, just completely, built railroads and everything else out of their blood. Yeah, and then pretty much it was all downhill from there, right? I mean, once we couldn't exploit anybody and we had to go across the rest of the world to do the exploiting. But yeah, then eventually we just had to eat our own kind, and so we destroyed the wages in this country and turned turned the country basically into a country full of third world assholes that you elitist fucktards spew your whatever it is, and they'll just lap it up.
That the Constitution works. It would take a while, but it might only take a year. We're into the 4th year now of this recession. Yes, we got in this trouble by not having respect for the Constitution. We can get out of this trouble by respecting the rule of law and sending only people to Washington who know and understand and will obey the Constitution.
Yeah, whatever that means, which is what? Yeah, we don't tax it. We go back to like 1929, right? 1928. Yeah, and we don't tax wealth. And, yeah, we don't have a minimum wage, and we don't have a healthcare system, and we don't guarantee any rights. Yeah, that's the Constitution, as you would write it. Except fetuses. We'd all put them on little pedestals. We'd all have a little fetus pedestal in our living room and have our little fetus monuments.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Fuck you, too. Thank you very much. No, thank you very much. But, whatever. Doesn't really matter.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yes, it begins and ends with the same phrase. I will fuck you. That's what he really says. But anyway, enough of the video. This guy is retarded. He's a fucking retard, people. You can't... He's a retard. Look at him. He's retarded. You fuckers. How can you defend this moron? Anyway, till next time.